Yo, what's up, guys? So, should you give honest feedback to your manager? And the tool that Amazon uses for providing feedback is something called Forte. Forte is basically, if you're an employee, you're going to ask X number of your peers to give you feedback. And if you're a manager, you're going to be able to see the feedback that others give for your employees. Basically, it's an internal tool and it happens pretty much on an annual basis. And then, of course, for every employee, they get their feedback shared with them by their manager in a way that's anonymized, so you can't really see who provided the feedback, but it's still a great way to get solicited and unsolicited feedback, whether it's focused on things that you should be continuing to do, like your strengths, or opportunities for improvement and areas that you need to continue to invest in. Anyways, there's someone who posted this thread called, "Should I give honest feedback on my manager in Forte?" So I'm gonna go ahead and read this post and give you guys my thoughts on it. So it says, "I have serious concerns about my manager and wondering if I should provide honest feedback in Forte or just keep it generic. Could it backfire?" What do you think? Do you think this could backfire? Absolutely yes. Now, you didn't provide a whole lot of context here, but if you have serious concerns about your manager, first of all, you really need to ask yourself, is this a company where you want to see yourself in? Do you want to potentially move to a different team within the same company? Or is it time to start looking elsewhere? Because oftentimes bad managers can cause a lot of problems for you. And if you're at the wrong place at the wrong time, you can find yourself in a precarious situation. So first of all, ask yourself that. It also depends where you're coming from and whether or not you actually think, by me providing honest feedback on my manager, could this feedback actually help them turn around, and are they going to be even receptive to that? If you think your manager is someone who values that constructive criticism and opportunities to improve, and you have a good enough relationship with them, then I think it's worth considering. Oftentimes though, and I would say the majority of the time, if you're providing negative feedback about your manager and your manager is close to their manager, who is your skip, that could backfire. You give negative feedback about your manager to your skip shares that with your manager, and even though it's supposed to be anonymous, people talk, people can share, and depending on how the feedback is written, sometimes people can just tell, oh, based on what this person said, I think it's John over here. No, I think it's James who said this. People can make those guesses, and so it could potentially backfire, and it could come back to haunt you later on. So I would just be very careful about what you say and how you say it. Now, I think there's something to be said about also how you deliver that feedback. If the way you phrase your feedback is very negative and it's very harsh and it's almost to the point where it's a personal attack on that individual, when you phrase feedback that way, it's very hard for anybody to take it seriously. And of course, people can get offended and take it personally, and it could definitely backfire more. On the flip side, if you phrase the feedback in a way where you really align it to the job itself and it's very objective and aligned with, for example, Amazon's leadership principles, and let's say you pick an example or two and you say that, oh, I think this person can do better on leadership and take more ownership by doing X, Y, and Z, and I think it'll help them improve ABC, then it's a little bit easier to consume, especially if it's true. And so if you really have honest feedback and you think that this person is receptive to taking it, and you think this feedback is valuable for their personal growth and their career growth, and you phrase it in a way that is constructive, then I think it's worth doing. But just go about it at your own caution, because you never know when it might backfire. Those are kind of my high level thoughts. I'm sure there's a lot more kind of thought process behind this, but would love to know what you guys think out there. Do you guys think providing honest, unfiltered feedback on your manager in general is a good idea? Or do you think you should just tell them what they want to hear? Drop the comments down below, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.